and the people here from Sterling Heights Assembly Plant know pretty well, has now become the #1 automotive spot on the YouTube ad blitz poll from the Super Bowl. But to us and to all of you who work here, as you well know, it's not just a commercial. It embodies the essence of what we do and the values that we now all believe in. It speaks to the can-do spirit that was not only the foundation of this country, but also the courage that is alive and is growing inside the plant today. Now, with all due respect to Bob Dylan and to the generous amount of money that we spent to air this commercial during the Super Bowl, it is the men and the women working on the line here at Schaap that are real stars. You are the stars because not only some of you have become famous in front of an audience of more than 110 million people, but because all of you in this plant have shown a never give up attitude. You've always believed that things could be changed and that we could achieve great things, even greater than anyone had ever imagined. You've demonstrated that pride, passion, and determination can make every dream become a reality. The work you perform really is the heart and soul of everything that we stand for. And so it is for this reason that I'm delighted to be here today to mark the production launch of the new Chrysler 200. This mid-size sedan and the segment is the largest in North America, and we're counting on this car to stack up strongly in this incredibly competitive marketplace. It is going to set the new benchmark in the market with its outstanding driving dynamics, incredibly good fuel economy, and craftsmanship. The 200 will redefine the Chrysler brand, and we're confident that it's going to make a major contribution to our continued resurgence. We're making a big bet on its success. We've invested nearly $1 billion in this facility. And as you know, the upgrades to Schaap include a new body shop and a paint shop and metrology center that I just visited to ensure the most precise levels of fit and finish on every component. I think the investment in machinery and infrastructure is important, but we all know that these things are just tools. It is the human factor that ultimately makes the difference. And so the success of the Chrysler 200 will ultimately depend on the pride and on the integrity of the men and the women who work here at Schaap. Your commitment to quality is an investment in the future of this plant, in our collective future. When we decided to revitalize Schaap, it was an apt symbol of how far Chrysler had come because of the courage and the resilience of its people. As you well know, this plant was scheduled to close by the end of 2010, but the workers and the leaders of this community refused to accept the verdict as final. And rallying together, the city of Sterling Heights, Macomb County, the state of Michigan, created an automotive task force and began a dialogue with Chrysler that was focused on the possibilities to rewrite the fate that had been ordained for this facility. And they made a commitment to an industrial project that will provide direct employment and tax revenues over the course of decades, as well as help sustain nearby suppliers and many other community businesses. Today's celebration would not have been possible without the work of this automotive task force and the support of the residents of Macomb County and of Sterling Heights. And I'm delighted that two principal members of the task force are here with us today, County Executive Mark Heckel and Sterling Heights Mayor Richard Naughty. And I'm also grateful that my friend, the UAW President Bob King, has joined us here today. The UAW is playing a critical role in the implementation of world-class manufacturing, a key driver of our improvements in safety, in quality, and in efficiency. With the support of our UAW partners, this plant has flourished and is a reflection of how important the Chrysler 200 is to all of us. These joint efforts have enabled us to continue employing more than 1,200 people in the operation of the plant and eventually to add a second shift and another 900. And as part of the launch of the 200, we have been able to add another 800 jobs as a result of insourcing of several critical processes, the additional content of this vehicle, and the implementation of WCM. Because everyone came together in good faith, SHAP has been transformed into a flexible, true state-of-the-art manufacturing plant. The collaboration of all the parties involved gives real meaning to the term "I believe," the campaign model that has been created by SHAP employees and adopted by this plant. These are just not words that you heard in a song a few minutes ago. These are the words that represent the spirit behind everything that is happening in this plant. It is the depth of our belief that either limits us or ultimately empowers us. When we have the courage to believe in ourselves and our colleagues and in a shared future, we discover that we can go far beyond the limits that have been prescribed by others for us. Belief sustains our conviction when the journey becomes difficult. It strengthens our resolve to overcome obstacles that stand in the way of reaching our goal. We're here today because so many of you believe that the only difference between the possible and the impossible is that the impossible has never been done before. And at the end of the day, our decision to invest in SHAP came down to the level of commitment shown by each and every one of you who works here at SHAP. You've demonstrated a passion to deliver great products for our customers. You've embraced the culture of change, of doing things, and of doing them well. And I want to thank you for the focus and the dedication that you bring to work every day. What you do is important, and so is the way you do it. Your resolve has set an inspiring example for everyone at Chrysler, not just in the United States, showing what can happen when you find the strength and the courage to fight for something worthwhile. And I'm delighted, I'm incredibly proud to be associated with you, to be on this exciting journey with you all. A journey of continued growth that will secure jobs and make a positive contribution to the communities that we live and that we work in. Before closing, I'm going to add one more thing. I know that you're all believers. I've seen it written everywhere on posters, on t-shirts, on wristbands, even water bottles. Well, I am a believer too. I believe that if all of us at Chrysler stay humble, if we keep our heads down and give our best effort, we can shape our collective future to be as exciting and as satisfying as we all want it to be. I believe that American workers can build vehicles with a level of quality as good as anyone in the world. And I believe in you, the men and the women of SHAP. I want to thank you very much for what you've done, but more importantly, for what you are. Thank you very much.